Hello fellow gamers. Welcome back to our channel. As we step into March, the gaming world is buzzing with anticipation. New adventures, new challenges, and new worlds are waiting to be explored. March 2024 is set to be an exciting month for all of us gamers, with some highly anticipated titles set to drop. So, buckle up as we take a sneak peek into the top 10 games releasing this month that you should definitely keep an eye on. Let's dive right in. Rise of the Ronin is an action RPG game developed by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo Games. It was announced in September 2022 as a PlayStation 5 console exclusive. The game is set in Japan during the late 19th century, a tumultuous time of civil war as the Edo period came to a close. The game tells the story of an untethered samurai who travels Japan. Players control a nameless Ronin acting as a kind of work-for-hire warrior called a Veiled Edge. The game unfolds in the middle of what's known as the Bakamatsu period. Rise of the Ronin features decision-making that steers the adventure as players see fit. Conversations feature multiple responses, and key story moments present options such as choosing whether to kill or spare an assassination target. Players can use katanas and firearms to overcome enemies, and parkour and gliders to traverse the world. The game's lead designers have emphasized the importance of player choice, stating that who you choose to develop a relationship with impacts how the story unfolds. The game will release on March 22, 2024. It has been praised for its detailed combat mechanics, character development, and the freedom it offers to players. Outcast: A New Beginning is an ambitious open-world action-adventure game. It's a sequel to the original Outcast A game, which was ahead of its time when it launched in 1999. The sequel once again stars Cutter Slade, who returns to the planet Adelpha to help its people take on a new invading robot threat. The game is developed by Appeal Studios, which was reformed with many of the original developers. The studio retained about 60 to 70% of its original ideas for an Outcast sequel. The game is set to be released in March 2024. In the game, players aim to gain favor with the villages of Adelpha by completing quests and getting the help needed to fight off the robotic threat. The game's world is luscious, green, and bright, and hopping from its vast jungles to its cozy, detailed settlements is a treat for the eyes. Despite its complex jargon-filled script, the game offers a slightly self-ironic yet wholesome take on sci-fi themes and tropes. It will be available for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and on PC. Dragon's Dogma 2 is an upcoming action role-playing game developed and published by Capcom. It is the sequel to the original Dragon's Dogma released in 2012. The game is set to release on March 22, 2024. In A Dragon's Dogma 2, you will embark on a grand adventure as an Arisen. The game challenges players to choose their own experience from the appearance of their Arisen, their vocation, their party, to how they approach different situations. The game retains the core gameplay of the original, offering a truly immersive fantasy world. It features a mix of magic, melee weapons, and firearms combat. On your journey, you'll be joined by pawns, mysterious otherworldly beings. The game also introduces a host of innovative features, including physics technology, artificial intelligence, and the latest in graphics. All these elements come together to create a truly immersive fantasy world in Dragon's Dogma 2. Alone in the Dark is a survival horror classic that has been reimagined by THQ Nordic. The game is set in the eerie Derceto Manor, which has been transformed into a psychiatric hospital. The story unfolds through the perspectives of Emily Hartwood and Detective Edward Carnby, each uncovering more questions than answers. The game is a thrilling blend of puzzles, monsters, and paranormality, with a doom jazz soundtrack that enhances the ambience. It successfully recontextualizes the original game, maintaining its spirit while introducing a new 20s setting. The gameplay alternates between the non-linear puzzles of Derceto Manor and action-packed sequences in Jeremy Hartwood's dream world. The game also explores voodoo-based magic, which Emily uses to track down her missing uncle. Despite its horror elements, Alone in the Dark often feels more like a detective thriller, offering a captivating whodunit in place of outright scares. It's a unique take on the survival horror genre, promising a memorable gaming experience. Expeditions: A Mudrunner game is an off-road driving simulation game that extends the Mudrunner and Snowrunner series. The game focuses on navigation and exploration, maintaining the spirit of its predecessors. The gameplay involves delivering scientific equipment, discovering new sites, and rescuing trucks. The game's physics-based, deformable ground materials provide a realistic experience. The terrain, filled with thick mud and water, poses challenges that require strategic decision-making. The game offers 3 distinct maps: Colorado, Arizona, and Central Europe's Carpathian Mountains. Unlike its predecessors, Expeditions shifts away from heavy trucking and focuses on scientific research missions. It introduces new gadgets like the jackscrew for flipping vehicles and reusable anchors for winching. The game also features a drone for scouting and an echo sounder for assessing water depth. Overall, Expeditions, a Mudrunner game, offers a unique blend of technical driving and exploration, making it an engaging entry point into the series for new players. The Outlast Trials is a cooperative horror game that extends the Outlast series. Set in the Cold War era, players are involuntarily recruited by the Murkoff Corporation to test methods of brainwashing and mind control. The game throws you and up to 4 friends into Saw-like death games where you must work together to overcome the gory terrors. The story involves being abducted by an evil corporation and subjected to a series of murder playgrounds. The game is unique and memorable, but sometimes for the wrong reasons. It's filled with over-the-top violence, deeply unsexy lechery, and extremely on-the-nose subject matter. Despite this, it has a lot of potential and can be incredibly fun if played with the right group. The Outlast Trials was released on May 18, 2023 via Early Access for Microsoft Windows. The game is scheduled for a full launch on March 5, 2024 on Windows, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. Homeworld 3 is a space strategy game that continues the legacy of the original Homeworld series. Developed by Blackbird Interactive, the game combines the charm of the original games with modern game design and hardware capabilities. The game introduces a roguelike-inspired War Games mode, a PvE mode for strategists in a hurry. This mode allows players to choose from several starting fleets and complete a series of small missions, each with its own map, resources, objectives, and escalating enemy spawns. The game's terrain, which includes asteroids, derelict space freighters, and colossal megastructures, adds a new layer of strategy to the game. The terrain provides cover mechanics, changing the dynamics of space combat. The game's story campaign is the heart of Homeworld 3, but the War Games mode and the traditional skirmish or PvP mode add variety to the gameplay. Despite being a sequel, Homeworld 3 feels fresh and modern, making it a compelling addition to the space strategy genre. South Park: Snow Day is an upcoming action-adventure game set to release on March 26, 2024. Developed by Question and published by THQ Nordic, the game is a significant departure from previous South Park titles, featuring 3D visuals and co-op action gameplay. In the game, you play as the new kid in South Park and join Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny in a snow-covered town. A massive blizzard has thrown the town into chaos, canceling school and setting the stage for an epic adventure. The switch to 3D co-op action could attract a wider audience than the previous RPGs, appealing to players who may not be fans of turn-based gameplay. The genre switch allows for more in-jokes and gaming references, enhancing the game's appeal. The game also offers cooperative gameplay for the first time ever in a South Park game with up to 3 friends or ally bots. You can equip and upgrade devastating melee and ranged weapons and deploy special abilities and powers. South Park: Snow Day promises to be an exciting new chapter in the South Park gaming franchise, offering a unique blend of humor, action, and adventure. WWE 2K24, the latest installment in the long-running WWE 2K series, brings several franchise advancements to the table. The game features a 2K showcase celebrating 40 years of WrestleMania and introduces 4 new match types: special guest referee, casket match, gauntlet match, and ambulance match. The ambulance match, in particular, involves 2 superstars battling under hardcore rules until one is loaded into the back of an ambulance. The game offers an updated and modernized roster and cosmetics of WWE, with gameplay that has been refined with exciting gameplay-focused innovations. It also features 2 new MyRise experiences, and all previous modes from 2K23 make their return. The game includes an updated backstage brawl with 4-player support and new environmental interactions such as a working elevator, smashable glass panels, and a 20-foot drop into a giant searchlight. The graphics, especially the facial expressions of the wrestlers, have been praised. The controls are simple, with pop-up instructions aiding the gameplay. Despite the new additions, the core experience of the game remains intact. If you've enjoyed the recent entries, odds are you'll enjoy WWE 2K24 as well. Highwater is a whimsical, 3D adventure game set in a post-apocalyptic world that has been submerged in water. The game features an isometric turn-based puzzle combat system. Players navigate by boat, discover islands, and find new allies to help battle foes. The game is set in a region called Hightower, which has become a safe zone between 2 dry regions, the War Zone and Alphaville. The protagonist, Nikos, begins a risky journey, picking up friends along the way. They aim to cross the impenetrable border of Alphaville, battling insurgents and stealing food along the way. The ultimate goal is to sneak onto a rocket to Mars. The game features rich, story-driven adventure, 3D exploration and discovery, and turn-based combat with a twist. It will release on March 14, 2024.